Okay, before they were the Black Eyed Peas, they were just friends. Will.i.am and Taboo recently released East LA, a song that celebrates its people and places. Shortly after they thought the video was finished, the immigration raids began. So they went to the streets and back to the studio.
And today in LA's Lynette Romero sat down with him to talk about the latest project. And look at this, she is here with us. We're so
She is awake in the afternoon, right?
I am. It's not past my bedtime yet. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited about this story. It will give you the inspiration that I have to be here. I got to spend about an hour with them, maybe even a little more. There was so much to talk about because this video really is a representation of who they are. It's about where they came from. Now, in terms of all the local references, you'll see it all. They call it a love letter, as we said, to East LA, to their hometown. It wasn't a fancy Hollywood production. It was heart and soul and all about familia.
Yeah, mi casa, su casa. I'm a black Chicano, so this is for la raza. Came up from the Boyle Heights on top of the seas, looking for Maria, Maria. She fell in love in East LA.
I mean, look at this. I got to sit between the two of them in the studio and watch their video. And I love it. Like, you hear, it's catchy, right? Mm-hmm. You got a little bit of Santana, you know, Maria, Maria, like that's an old song that brings people back. Will really says that he wanted to do something special with this. He says he believes that every country needs borders. You know, he talked a lot about immigration. He talked a lot about what's happening in our world. But what he says that's happening with these raids, he believes in his heart that it's wrong. He believes that America is a beautiful country, but he also says that there is the more beautiful way to deal with immigrants. I asked him about why that wasn't happening, and he took a really long breath. He took a really long pause, and then he said, you know what, fear, it's just too simple.
But I would simply just say they don't have the vision. They don't see the opportunity. They're not empathetic. They don't have foresight. They're not trying to collaborate.
I mean, he really has a lot of thoughts about it. So, you know, he said when he was growing up in the projects in East LA, Boyle Heights, with Taboo, they were lifelong friends, that they talked about, you know, ahí viene la migra. It happened then. And so he says this isn't new. He knows this is going to happen, and we've got to find a better way to deal with it.
You know what's remarkable about him? You listen to the music and you hear all the layers, and then you hear what he says, and it has all those layers as well.
For sure, it's deep.
Yeah, and that's how artists express themselves. It comes out in their music. That's what makes it so special. So, of course, he's going to have deep feelings about something, a topic, something like this that touches his heart. He's going to want to express it in music, and then we get this piece of work. It's wonderful.
So you know what we also have in common with both of them? We love our moms. We honor our moms in every way, right? I know that about the three of us. And so Taboo told me that writing this song was not only a way to celebrate his hometown, but also to honor his mom, who grew up in Boyle Heights. And once he mentioned her name, he got really excited. He's like, hey, do you want to see the text she wrote to me after she saw the video? I said, yes. So take a look.
Says, thank you, proud of you and Willie, taking it back to the barrio. My memories of growing up in East LA start with music playing loud and watching the Chicano culture evolve and take over the streets. I never thought that my son would bring the music to my childhood neighborhood. Love forever, Mom.
Okay, now watch this. We're going to stay on the video. And now look, Will's like, hey, wait, you want to see the text from my mom? So he reads the text from his mom, and it's so cute because she says, my trailblazer, Willie. She calls him Willie. You know, so I just thought that was really special. The cool thing about this is not only were they best friends growing up, but the moms went to rival high schools. One went to Roosevelt, one went to Garfield. So they're just so deeply entrenched in the community. It's just really important. And I got to also tell you what I think is really, really special about this is when 9/11 happened in 2001, that's when they came out with the song, Where's the Love? They didn't want to talk about the terrorism. They didn't want to talk about the fear. Where's the love? They wanted inspiration. During the financial crisis, I got a feeling. They wanted something to bring people together. So that's what they're hoping this song will do, bring people together.
So they don't necessarily want it to be political.
They know that it can't help but be, because you're talking about a community that feels like they're under siege, right? They went to the protest right when they started, when the immigration raid started. They went to a protest. The day after we met with them, they were going to a protest the next day. So they're still very much connected to what's happening. But what they want their music to be is inspiring and a collaborative and a uniting force.
And it is. It has that beat. It's upbeat still, even though they're talking about this serious thing. It, you know, it still draws people together. That's so
Maria,
fun.
Maria.
I love that you were sitting in the middle of them.
I saw you guys. You just have to.
Little Santana never hurts.
Never hurts, my friend.
Oh, I loved this. Thank you so much, Lynette.
Lynette, thanks. And thanks for showing up in the afternoon. We love it. We heard the interview here. It's almost an hour long. You can watch it in its entirety on our website, NBCLA.com.
All right, we're going to take you outside right now. We want to show you, we're continuing to follow that fire that's burning.